All right, we have in fact some more news coming in. These are pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who is in fact in India. We'll be getting in more details on that in a moment from now, but this in fact is a visual opportunity. The meeting of the Bangladesh, I beg your pardon, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. She in fact here is on a 2-day stay to visit. This, remember, is a second visit this month. It holds significance as it marks the first incoming bilateral state visit by a foreign leader following the formation of India's new government after the conclusion of the Lok Sabha elections 2024. She is in fact a part of bilateral consultations with Prime Minister Narendra Modi during this particular visit. Also on the agenda, a meeting with President Draupadi Murmu and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. She also is going to be having consultative meetings with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sheikh Hasina are meeting at Hyderabad House today. Wide-ranging talks will be in fact held. Both sides are going to be firming up a raft of agreements to cooperate in several sectors. Pictures on your screen of Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who is in fact in India for a 2-day state visit. The Prime Minister has met the Bangladesh Prime Minister. The Ministry of External Affairs has spoken about bilateral consultations that will be held. Also on the agenda, a meeting with President Draupadi Murmu and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. Discussions are anticipated to finalize the inauguration of the Feni-Moitri Bridge for public transport and the commissioning of the second unit of the Rampal-Moitri power plant. These projects signify the strengthening connectivity between India and Bangladesh. Foreign Affairs Editor Geeta Mohan also getting us more details on that big story. Geeta, this in fact is the second visit in a month's time. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was in fact earlier here in New Delhi for the swearing-in ceremony, for the oath-taking ceremony of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the new government. Do give us an idea about what really is on the agenda as far as this visit is concerned.
Well, this is an important visit. The first visit came as an invitation for the oath-taking ceremony of the new government, where the Indian government emphasized on the importance of neighborhood first. But this one is a very important one where Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has come as a guest, and this is going to be one where the two leaders are going to have official level talks. This is her state visit to India. This is the first visit of a foreign leader who invited on a state visit after the third term of Prime Minister Modi and the Modi administration. So the two sides are going to discuss on all issues related to the bilateral on the bilateral front. There are going to be consultations and bilateral meetings later in the day. She already had a call on by External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar yesterday, one after she landed, and the emphasis is going to be on the projects that are ongoing. They're going to review the relationship between the two countries and how to move forward on various fronts, whether it's connectivity, the trade cooperation between the two sides. Security is always an important aspect when it comes to Bangladesh, Sneha, and that certainly is going to be a part of the conversations. We do know that the Bangladesh Prime Minister, every time she visits India, there is much more to the visit than just the official level talks. There are conversations that she has with the community here. She engages the officials at the High Commission, which she did last time around as well. But the focus this time around is going to be on the fact that the two countries are very close neighbors, have very important security ties, and the implications of anything that they do on the security front impacts the entire region. So also the significance in the messaging, Sneha, over here of inviting Bangladesh as the first leader to attend, to come to India for a state visit after the third term of the Modi administration. So a lot on the agenda for Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, but more importantly, it's the messaging that's really important.
Absolutely. More information, Geeta, vis-a-vis what Bangladesh also hopes to achieve here, because Dhaka has plans to develop its section of the Tista River, signing of various other agreements, Geeta, to bolster bilateral cooperation. You did mention about that, but Tista River, an important aspect of this conversation, isn't it?
Right. Tista has been an issue of contention between the two countries, and that certainly is going to be a part of the conversation. They have been looking at how to move forward on the Tista front, but that also involves the state of West Bengal. So while there are conversations on projects on Tista, the water sharing issue still remains an issue. It's still an unresolved issue, although, again, in one of those rare relationships, it's between India and Bangladesh, that both the countries were able to resolve the land dispute between the two countries, and the land boundary agreement was signed. But there is going to be a lot in terms of the projects that they can do, and those projects do involve Tista and projects on River Tista. So the first official visit by Prime Minister Hasina, she is right now at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and soon will move to Hyderabad House for the bilateral engagements. What we're given to understand is that both are also going to inaugurate the India-Bangladesh friendship pipeline, and that's which was done long ago. But in terms of reviewing what that friendship pipeline is something that they're going to look at this time around.
Right. These are pictures, in fact, of Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. On the agenda, a meeting with President Rashtrapati Murmu. Later on, Geeta, also a meeting, in fact, involving the Ministry of External Affairs. The minister himself is going to be in a meeting with Sheikh Hasina as well. What else is on the agenda, on the itinerary as far as the next 2 days are concerned? Tell us more.
Well, like I said, she landed yesterday, so that was the first day. She did interact with and had personal engagements at her hotel, which included a call-on by Dr. Jaishankar around 6 p.m. And then we're looking at the ceremonial reception. From here, she will go to Rajghat. Since it's a state visit, Sneha, replaying at the Rajghat is part of a state visit agenda. And then from there, the meeting with Prime Minister Modi at Hyderabad House. There are going to be exchange of agreements and press statements by the two leaders, and followed by a call-on by the Vice President. And later she is going to again go back to the Rashtrapati Bhavan and that there would be a call-on and maybe a high-key reception for the Prime Minister. It's a short and a tightly scheduled visit, Sneha, because she landed yesterday evening and she will be leaving by today evening, just after meeting with the President in the evening. So yes, there are several agreements that we're looking at, which will bolster ties and cooperation between the two sides. And like you rightly pointed out, the Tista project is one of them. Again, these are not confirmed information, but just ones that we hear are going to be part of the important conversations between the two sides.
Right.